Welcome to episode 194 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Thanks for having me.
And Matt Bowden.
Thanks for having me. God damn it, Dan. Fuck you.
That was good.
Swear to God, I can't have anything.
That's good. Take my ball and go home.
Bye.
You guys take everything. You take everything from me, and I can't have anything.
That's because Mom likes us better.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
MomLikesMeBetter.com.
That's right.
It's probably a porn site.
I know
huh?
She says you were surprised you were actually an
Wow.
accident.
It's probably a porn site where they do like stepmom sex.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
They do the taboo sex, but at the front of it, they're like, none of this is real. Don't take it too seriously.
These are all paid actors, so they don't flip out on us.
Right.
The girl's
Now,
not
if you're-
really 17, but you can look at her and tell that she's not.
But no one's talking about
Right.
that.
No, we're talking about the ones where the lady walks in and goes, "Son, are you jacking off?"
Well, you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. She just like repeatedly calls the guy son, not like whatever his fucking name
Right.
is.
It's always like stepmom blows son, and that's how it goes. She walks in, she's like, "Oh,
Right.
What are you doing with my underwear?"
He's like 30 and she's like 37.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Your dad would kill us, son."
Yeah. It's like he's at a tennis lesson.
Right.
My arm got stuck in the sink. Can you help me out?
Oh, dude, those are the worst ones. That's like rape. Then she like gets her finger caught in the drain.
Yeah.
And he just comes and bangs her.
Matt spent some time on the internet too. I appreciate
see
that.
you
Dude,
guys.
no,
appreciate
Sick
that.
fucks. Jesus Christ.
Those are like,
Those are
like,
staple.
you'll see those pop up on Reddit every once in a while. People will go like, "Is this rape or not?"
Those are a fucking staple in the American porn industry.
Yeah, is this porn or rape?
Yeah.
What's
porn
that?
and all.
Stepmom plumber porn?
Yeah.
Dude, you don't even know. She's like in an apron and nothing.
Right.
Like trying to clean the garbage disposal and gets her finger stuck in it, and the dude just comes up and like bangs her while she's telling him not to. It's really like creepy.
So who's the dude, though?
The stepson.
It's the stepson who's like two years younger than her.
He's like 46. He's like, "I just got home from school. Today was a shitty day." Like, you're a grown-ass man.
Yeah, she's like, "You want some pizza rolls?"
He's a grown-ass man. He's getting prostate exams and everything.
Yeah.
I just got home from school. Real shit day.
You want
There's some goofy
pizza
stuff.
rolls?
Right. Fresh batch of pizza rolls in for this 46-year-old man.
That's how you like. I always wonder how kids are able to jay off to that stuff because it's so goofy that you like. There's no way you can concentrate on it. There's like you just have to skip all the.
Turn the
you have to
volume
skip
down.
all the parts that I find to be interesting now are
The story-
the
the
stories
plot
leading
line.
up to the plot. But like if you watch that as a kid, you'd never get to it because it's so funny. You'd just end up laughing and not jacking off.
Yeah, you're just flopping around a soft noodle.
Right? You're just flaccid, just laughing like you've been watching Saturday Night Live.
I will say that I do care more about the plot line as I get older.
The thing is you got to remember.
I watch it for the plot.
You got to remember, I come from a time when it wasn't readily available like it is.
Y'all had magazines, right? That's cool.
No, so you had to go through like your parents' drawers and look and see like for theirs, because they had.
That's creepy. You had to
They
jay
had
off to the
porn?
same stuff as your dad.
And,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I had to go. Or you had to sneak into the little back room in the video. Someone let you in there and let you look through the porn tapes, and they all had. And it wasn't like it wasn't like Black Bang Brothers Volume 2 either. It was always like the Lust Potion of Dr. F or some crap. So they all had plots.
Black Bang Brothers.
They just had like, these guys had like sweet elevator music.
There was like an actual guy on set, like Carlos Santana was standing there playing
Just
guitar.
shredding it in the corner, right?
It was
that music.
It was
and
real
just
movies. It was Boogie Nights was a real thing, dude.
Lots of bangs and lots of bush.
Man.
Because now
And,
it's just snippets. When you go online, it's just like little snippets of porn.
That's all I need is a snippet.
Nah, I don't know if that's true either. There's
I
like
understand that,
full-blown-
but that was not something that was even around when I was going through my porn phase.
Snippets make sense if you understand the process of what they're being used for.
No, I
Right.
do. Yes,
Right.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I remember like 28.8K modems, 56K modems, and you're like just trying to get a GIF, man. You're just trying to get like a 30 frame GIF to just pound off to.
World sex.
Yeah, dude, World Sex, Cindy Sex, that was a big one back then. And it would be the 3-minute promo to show off of like a full-blown 8-hour video.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody ever makes it through those whole videos.
I don't know anybody makes it through the promo.
Yeah, no, I get so excited just downloading and I'm done by the time it plays.
Got half an image and I'm already going everywhere.
Oh, Lord.
It's been a good podcast.
Already. It's our best one ever.
It's been good work, I think.
Solid. Yeah, solid.
The Black Bang Bros.
That was ultra specific, Dan.
But
Yeah, now we know what Dan watches.
Ultra specific.
I was just making that up. I
can tell.
Yeah, of course you
came off the
were.
top of my head.
Just making up a thing that totally exists.
I don't know if it
Right.
exists. You have to look it up.
Just making up the #1 hit on Google.
Right. Just watching the Bang Bus or whatever.
Right?
You just dropped the
Oh,
ultra specific one on us. That is a great industry though because of how specialized it is. Like there is actually something for everyone.
Oh,
Everybody can make money there, I'm
It
sure.
doesn't matter how much of a weirdo you fucking are.
Yeah. If you're just sitting
Right.
around going, "Man, I'm a sick fuck," and you search for something, you're like, "I'm not."
Right. 'Cause
yeah.
They
I mean, I
make
think
stuff
that's-
for me.
Right.
That's the great thing about porn is that everybody's like weirdness. It's okay to be weird.
Yeah.
For whatever porn you like,
Yeah. I wish people were more open about like talking about that stuff, but I
don't.
do like.
Nope.
I do.
It'd be great conversations
the
there,
guy
right?
the guy that likes the fart funnel can keep that to himself. I don't care.
There's nothing wrong with standing up and being like, "Man, I get off to that."
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones have you ever seen the ones where they take the girl and it's just like extreme bondage. They just like bolt her like permanently to a wall, like all 4 limbs splayed out, and then they have like a jackhammer dildo, and they
Right,
just
yeah,
start
I've seen
like,
'em.
and they go like just. They just lose their minds for like 45 minutes. After it's over, they still can't like keep the spit in their mouth.
But I think like
See, Matt, they have something for everyone. You
But
too.
see, that's the beauty. Somebody's like, "Hey, man, if I can see somebody get jackhammered to a wall,
Yeah, just there's some weird
or if
stuff.
I could be jackhammered to a wall."
There's some stuff that you're like, there's no way they signed paperwork that said it was okay to do that.
The only problem with the vast array of options is that it puts unreal expectations on people.
I agree with
Because you
that.
can't come home from work and be like, "Hey, I was thinking, what if I bolted you to the wall and I used this Sawzall?"
Right. And I'll cover it with a thing.
Right.
And
Right.
It'll be
Should
fun.
we should all have a good time right after dinner.
I've been working on this out in the garage.
Right.
you come in with a saber saw. It's got
Right.
a dildo instead of a blade on it.
Right. So.
Yeah. Eventually, porn will just be what normal sex is. Like a dude walks in, sits down on the couch, and goes, "You want to do this or what?" And then they go in the bedroom for 2.5 minutes and bang it out
For
and
some
come back out.
intense missionary.
Right, and then they come back out and finish watching Orange is the New Black.
Right. Both thinking we shouldn't have done that because now we have to shower.
By the way,
Yeah.
I don't know that there's such a thing as. I think that's an oxymoron. Intense missionary.
No, that's a thing.
I feel like that's not really
That's
a thing.
Yeah, dude. Also, it used to be known as the Jackrabbit or the Jackhammer, but now we give it its proper name, its PC name.
Right.
Intense missionary.
Intense missionary.
That's not a thing.
It's going to be a lot about me. It's going to be a lot about
There's
me.
no
Right.
way that's a thing.
Right. I call it. It's like a race, right? It's like a foot race. Like you just go as hard and fast as you can. First one to the finish line wins.
It's like
Right.
more of a sprint than a marathon.
And I
Got
fucking
it.
win a lot.
Right.
Matt's like, I didn't show up to come in second.
Right.
See you in the shower.
Who does?
Right. He high five.
Who
Go get
does?
the shower. Like I see you at the locker room.
I played Rocket League.
Of course
Video
you did.
games? Really?
That's the transition.
We don't-
Smooth.
It was smooth. I didn't
Did it-
realize.
was it
I thought this
still
was
Rocket
going to
League?
be our porn cast.
I
Yeah.
just want to say that microtransactions are a real motherfucker.
Because they
Bought in, huh?
pull
'Cause I
you
like
right in and you can't escape.
I like them.
How much money have you spent on Rocket League now in microtrans?
$14.
Shit, son.
I've spent 5.
That's Dan. You're being reasonable about it.
No. Don't let him say that. He's only spent 5 because that's all he's had to unlock so far.
I haven't even got to unlock all those.
If he had 14, then he would have spent 14
Right.
already.
When I had one chest, I bought 5 keys.
Right.
Mm.
I bought 20 keys up front because I knew that I would just keep buying 5 at a time. Like our friend Howard, who's probably spent $20 now, 5 at a time.
Yes.
Fucking money bags. I wish I had it like that.
Yeah, I got
It's
that.
Corey Feldman money.
It is Corey Feldman money. It's that fuck you money where you can just buy dollar chests all day in Rocket League. But the way they do it's real smart for that game.
So I don't know that I found this to be true in myself also. I don't know if it's necessarily the way that a particular game does it. I think it has to do with how much I'm interested in playing the game and how much longer I'm going to continue playing the game.
I think I agree with you. I think they're right. I think you're right on the fact that they know they have the people who are still playing. They have those people.
Yeah,
right.
They're not going anywhere.
But also the ability to like let you see what you could win, let you trade the crates back and forth.
That's the real motherfucker.
And this Price is Right spinny wheel thing that you win on.
Yeah,
you might get one of these. Oh, I want that Dominus GT.
But I can't.
I haven't got it yet, have you?
Tried and true method, though. Set up by like CS:GO and
but you don't
stuff
see
like
it
that,
much on the
League of Legends.
console.
But this is probably the first example of it on the console, especially with being successful. But
I love the way, because I can't tell you how many times we've all said, "Oh man, I almost got this." No, you didn't. Before that wheel started spinning, and knew what you were getting already.
Right.
You didn't almost get a fucking thing, but it feels like it because of the presentation that you almost got something.
Yeah,
which is really smart.
You were just short of the $1.
Oh, it was one click away. No, you weren't. You never fucking were going to get that car.
Right.
You were always going to get whatever it decided you were going to get.
But we don't care. We still insist we almost got it.
Yeah.
We don't care about the realities of the situation.
Still love that game, but I just wanted to comment on microtransactions. For everyone that wonders, they do them because they work.
Yeah. I would, if WWE comes out in October and they somehow institute microtransactions, I'm sure I'll spend well over the cost of that game.
Yeah, like think about if... let's say they create a career thing, like maybe different entrances or different moves, or you had to unlock them through paying for these chests.
Right. Yeah. And now they still do like DLC pack 1 of moves and stuff like that. But yeah, if it were a thing of like, hey, get this version of this move for or a chance at this version of this move. Everything's got a standard version, but then get this specialized version of the Stone Cold Stunner for 99 cents if you roll the dice on this chest. I could see people eating that up for 9 months.
It's smart. I just hope that the right games use it. I don't want to see it in everything.
I think it works great in a game like Rocket League where the game isn't really about that. When the game is centered around customization, it's probably a little bit harder to convince the player base to spend on microtransactions. But when the game is about the skill of playing the game and the microtransactions are just there as like sprinkles on top of the cupcake, I think that's a great use of them. I think that's one of those situations where they work.
Similar to CS:GO, like I would say that the thing with Rocket League is you have limited options and you want to make that car look as much like you as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I could look at any car Dan's going to make and know that it's Dan's instead of our friend Patman's.
But you're not really changing the function of the car. Right,
but I could just tell by looking at them whose car that is. And I think that's like the driving force behind it is because you see things that are like, ooh, I want that. I want to make that mine. I want people to look at that and know it's mine. And that customization that's what drives me is like I don't put anything on my car.
Yeah.
Very rarely does...
Just paint and sometimes decals.
Yeah, very rarely decals. Yeah. I don't do antennas. I don't do toppers. But they know when they see my car, that's me because it doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah.
Everybody always has shit on their car. I don't put anything on my car. But I want the new cars. I don't care about the I like the rocket trails, too. They get me pretty good. I like to get those. Pixel Fire is good.
Pixel Fire.
It makes that... in the Mario Brothers, when you go... You jump over Bowser and you hit the bridge release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hit the axe to release the bridge.
Yeah, but the fire that he shoots out, that's the noise that this Pixel Fire makes every time you hit the boost.
Gotcha.
It's like the noise of his fire coming out, basically.
And it looks like that fire.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's pretty cool.
But the boost trails, to me, like the noise of the boost trail is what matters.
And I got it on my sweet-ass Takumi.
Yeah, because you really don't like that bubble, and that one sets you off.
Oh, no.
Puts your teeth on edge.
I don't like money either. Money pisses me off like a bitch.
Yeah. I like the nuts and bolts ones that shoot out. That one makes me laugh for some reason. So I'm like, what a dumb fucking rocket trail.
I hate the slime one.
I don't like slime. Bubbles is my least favorite. I like the rock music one, though. It's like every time they go boosting by.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot. But I don't. Bubbles pisses me off really bad.
Yep.
And dumb fucking, like the guys with like the pigeons as their toppers with like a banana on there, or like the waffle with butter on it.
You don't like it if it doesn't match?
I'm like, you look like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, but maybe that's what they want.
That's what's so perfect about it. They can look like an asshole, and I can look fucking slick. I can look clean.
You look like you rolled off the factory floor. I don't know if that makes it slick and clean.
Yeah, it looks like I just got done waxing her all the time.
It's true.
I don't have time to put bullshit on it.
It's true.
Right.
Keep her clean.
I played Metal Gear while everybody's sighing. I put about 10% more towards that trophy hunt, and I hate that game.
What's it out of, though? 10% out of what? Like, you'd say 1,000? 100?
No. 10? I mean, like last week I was at around 76, so I added 10% to my
So you're
completion.
86 now.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah.
86 out of 100.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I think I've got like maybe 8 missions to do the S rank on, and then I'm finished with it. So I'm very close to platinum.
And then
when you get it,
are you going to snap it over your knee and throw it in the
that's what I was
garbage?
going to ask. When you finish it, are you going to snap it in half and throw it in the garbage disposal?
I have a like a glass case that, or I have a box that's being prepared for a glass case of just all my Metal Gear stuff. I'm just going to stow it away and forget about this game.
How is this being prepared? Is it being made for you? I don't understand.
No. Like I have like a box of stuff that's all like, you know, it'll be like the case with the game in it, and then it's got a layer of like foam wrap around it, and it's slid all in order with all each strategy guide, each game, each collector's edition, and then all of my toys and everything that go with it too. It's just in a prepared box, and then like the
prepared.
Batman case that I have, I'll have a Metal Gear one also.
Oh, okay.
It's being prepared.
I thought you were like having one, built for you and
Commissioned?
Germany or
Oh no,
something.
that's fucking stupid. Yeah.
You have one commissioned?
You have one commissioned
No, I
from
just
Finland or
haven't,
something.
I haven't bought the case yet, so I just keep the stuff ready to go in the case for when I do.
Just for future reference, when you tell that story, if you say you're having a case commissioned,
It's
it sounds
better.
way
It
more
does sound
dramatic.
very cool, right?
It's much cooler.
Yeah, we I'm everything's in a box right now. We find out tomorrow, potentially, if we're about to move from Nashville. So, fingers crossed. We may not be here for the last couple of podcasts of the year, which is great. I'm ready to get out of Nashville. So,
All right.
we'll see what happens.
And you're looking at moving a little further south, right? Southeast?
Yeah, out Chattanooga way.
The
We,
nougat.
I don't think that's how you say that, though.
Chattanooga's a great little town. It's the population density is nice compared to
I feel like you
Nashville.
thought that about Nashville until you were there for 5 years.
Well, 7 years ago, Nashville was a great little city to move into. There wasn't anybody here. There were people here, but it wasn't as crowded. There were jobs. The cost of living wasn't as high as it is now. When I first moved to Nashville, my rent was $500, And in 7 years, it's doubled, and traffic has gone from 12 minutes into and out of downtown to an hour and a half into and out of downtown and all this other shit. It's just time to get out of here. It's turning into Atlanta, and I don't want to be here when it does.
Hotlanta, you mean?
Hotlanta.
Hot
Yes.
Atlanta.
Hotlanta.
Also
I think is
known
what
as the ATL.
That's true, too. I'll
Right.
accept both answers.
Right. I feel like Chattanooga is far enough out towards the mountains, and there's so much not anything around it that it's going to take a while for it to blow up.
But when it does, you're going to call it CTG?
Yeah, get the fuck out of there,
Noog.
too.
They're just going to call it Noog.
Noog.
Yeah, the
Noog.
Noog.
It's at the Noog.
I'm going to call it the Noog anyway.
Reppin' Noog.
Ripping that old Noog. Yeah,
Just
it's time to get out of here. It's time for a change. We
Lot-
go there on weekends all the time. So
a lot of tourists in the Noog, though.
Yes.
not really.
Touristy.
Not as much as you would think, man.
It's the only time I've ever been there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean we've been there on tourist holidays. We've been there on just regular weekends, and it's the difference in like the city being crowded is very, very minimal.
Well,
Like
because I think it's always full of tourists. Like, maybe not because the population of the city itself is relatively low. It balances out. But I think there's always, like, I know people that go year-round.
Yeah, I mean, we go year round. But there's just so the last time we were there was a couple weeks ago. We were there on a Saturday, and we kept looking around for where everybody was, and we went into Cheeseburger to eat a cheeseburger, and we asked the waitress, like, is this normal for Saturday night? And she goes, no, this is pretty busy for a Saturday night. And when I say there was nobody there, I mean, like, there weren't cars on the street. There were maybe 30 people out on the sidewalk waiting to cross the street, and 2 blocks away there was nothing happening. Like, it was for what I would consider to be a crowded downtown area, it was like everybody was away on holiday. And when we were there on the 4th of July last year, I mean, there's like a pedestrian bridge that you watch the fireworks from, and I thought it would be like Nashville, where you can't get downtown, and if you do make it downtown, you've got to park an hour and a half away, walk 14 blocks, all this shit. We walked from our hotel in open streets with nobody around, walked up to the center of the pedestrian bridge, watched all the fireworks, and walked home and never saw a car. I mean, on a popular holiday, there's nobody there. So it's, we're still talking fingers crossed that we get good news tomorrow, but if we do, we'll be there by the end of October. So,
well, hopefully everything works out like you want it to.
Yeah,
because we
probably won't. That's how life is,
Despite the fact that Mom likes us better, we still wish the best for you.
Yeah,
right.
Fuck you guys.
It's a matter of time till you have to move back in, asshole.
Right. And then you know what? And then you're really going to be getting noogies.
Oh, shit.
Oh, see what I did there?
Yeah, that was good.
I don't like this.
That's sort of how the circle of life works.
That's
what
right.
you just did there. Reminded me of that.
Oh, man.
Throwback.
That's my jam.
I can't think of a better thing to talk about than politics.
Really?
Jesus Christ.
On this podcast.
This is not the episode of great segues, I'll tell you that.
I think I've nailed every one of them.
It's probably, I don't know.
Before
I
you
like,
cut this,
I feel
I'm
like
trying to say something
politics
serious.
I know, but I'm trying to say something first.
But
I feel like
what I'm saying
politics is
serious.
probably actually a very good topic for us to talk about, because I feel like while we all have our own personal concerns about it. What are you doing, Matt?
Just having a screwdriver into my ear.
Why?
That's what it sounds like when you fucking talk over me.
Fuck it, I'm done. Go ahead.
All right.
All I was going to say is before you shut this podcast off, understand that we're not going to get into our politics. We're going to cover a story that I think is interesting.
Yes.
So, political views be damned. We're going to read this story, and we're going to discuss it like adults. And hopefully you guys can stick around for the conversation, because I don't think we're going to hurt any feelings here.
I don't either.
I hope not.
Matt
Right.
will, but he does every week, so.
Not in a
Whatever,
political
man.
way, though.
No, not in a political
Whatever.
sense. No, just because he's an asshole.
Right. Yeah, I
Right.
think that's fair.
Just in disappointment.
Right. Just
Right.
in pure letdown.
Right.
Yeah. Palmer Luckey, the creator of the Oculus Rift, which has been purchased by Facebook. I think everybody's aware of who he is.
Yes.
He released a statement following news that that emerged this week that he had reportedly funded a pro-Donald Trump political group behind shitposting memes of Hillary Clinton. So that's the basic idea of what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read you his statement now, just out of fairness, and then we're going to just talk about maybe politics in video games, in the video game industry, and kind of our thoughts on that. But again, we're going to keep it clean here. So his full statement on the post was, "I am deeply sorry that my actions have negatively impacted the perception of Oculus and its partners. The recent news stories about me do not accurately represent my views. Here's some more background. I contributed $10,000 to Nimble America because I thought the organization had fresh ideas on how to communicate with young voters through the use of several billboards. I'm a libertarian who has publicly supported Ron Paul and Gary Johnson in the past, and I'm planning on voting for Gary this election as well. I am committed to the principle of fair play and equal treatment. I did not write the Nimble Rich Man post." Those were a Reddit thing that people are blaming him for.
Right.
Just for a little backstory. "Nor did I delete the account. Reports that I am the founder or an employee of Nimble America are false. I do not have any plans to donate beyond what I've already given to Nimble America. Still, my actions were my own and do not represent Oculus. I am sorry for the impact my actions had on the community. Sounds like a pretty cut and dry story, right?
Yeah.
It got brought up. He responded to it. But now we have the thing that always happens. We have the fallout. We have companies pulling out of development for Oculus. You have people saying that they won't develop in the future for Oculus. You have people damning them. People calling for him to be fired, for him to step down.
On the flip side, though, you also have people who don't feel that same way. Are just like, you know what, we're making games for this. We like this system. We're making games for it.
Yeah, you have people that way. You have people who are saying, I'm going to support the other side when it comes to the politics by donating money. I don't know. We'll stay out of everybody's comments, but I want to talk about the place of politics as far as we see it in video games, because there seems to be sort of a double standard on a lot of these things, I think.
Well, I think there's always going to be a double standard when it comes to politics, because people are always going to believe that their rights and ideas are the right one, and that's how that goes. But it affects so much and so many that double standard will always be there.
Well, let's talk about politics in video games, the games themselves.
Okay,
let's talk about that. Matt, one of your favorite franchises?
Yeah, I mean, Metal Gear revolves around politics, right? That's the whole backbone of the story is political turmoil. But I think it's easier to digest when it's just like when it's in movies, right? You don't take a personal stance against it when it's being told to you in a story, and you're removed from it. You know, you're a third person looking in. You're not involved. It doesn't affect you. You're just looking at, like in Metal Gear, for instance, it takes very real political things that happen, right? Like the Cold War. Like these that's a very real time in history, and it gives you the facts of the Cold War. It gives you some history, but it removes you as the player from it by turning it on its ear and making it a story about, you know, espionage and nuclear threat that didn't happen, right? So you still get the facts of what happened during the Cold War without getting the agenda side of it, without getting the propaganda side of it. And when they do present propaganda, they tell you, like, hey, this is the propaganda from this side and this is the propaganda from that side. They don't tell you. The game doesn't infer that you should believe one way or the other. You're meant to either remain neutral because you're just trying to get to the end of the game, or you draw your own conclusions if you want to read into it that far. It's not as big of a gray area when you come out, or I don't see it as a big of a gray area as when you come out into the industry, and now everybody in the real world perceives things very. We were talking about this before the show. It's very binary, right? It's your views or it's my views, and it's no other option. So if somebody comes out and says, "Hey, I stand over here," the people who don't stand over there automatically assume that they're against them, and
right.
that there's some kind of tension there, and that's where it gets cloudy and muddled and terrible to try to talk about.
We talked about the us versus them mentality. Is Mass Effect. My favorite franchise is very deeply rooted in politics and agendas, and all, even down to, you know, in Mass Effect 2, one of the big funny things, that the big memes and all that was, "Hi, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite shop in the galaxy." Remember that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was a store owner using this political hero to drive up sales at his store. By doing that, you got a deal. I mean, that's something that basic. That is a political statement right there. But it's all full of agendas and you know, the specters, the humans trying to make their way in the world. You've got just all of it. It's very deeply rooted in politics. Even to a different sense, Matt, not even in real world things that have happened, there's no history to apply there. It's created its own political system in its own galaxy. So there is no reference. Again, that's another way that politics shows itself in games, is by representing some form of politics that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, and I think some games are just, they tackle it by just including it. Like Tropico, you were in charge of the politics.
Right.
You know, and giving, I guess, the person playing the game that creative choice keeps it from becoming an issue. But it seems like pretty widespread, like the inclusion of politics in the games themselves don't seem to be an issue with anyone.
Well, and I think it comes down to the almost the uncanny valley aspect. Because they're not real people, it doesn't feel like it's real. And there is an uncomfortableness with the person playing with the politics to the point where they kind of ignore it. Even though it's essentially the game, they ignore it based on maybe what their own political views would be. Because it's, again, it very much, Matt, you talked about it before, you know, when you were like the binary, the us versus them. I mean, that's about 97% of the video games out there you play, regardless of what the politics say in it. It very much puts you in a you versus somebody situation.
Well, I mean, you also get it in like BioWare-esque games where you can go from the light side to the dark side, like Knights of the Old Republic, right? That's a really political game. But I think when it's presented as a game, like it's an element of the story, you don't have, like, as a gamer, you don't have such a, like, the juxtaposition of going against your own personal choices. That doesn't strike you as offensive as it does in the real world.
Well, you don't have
I think you don't mean as much.
Right. I don't think you have as much invested.
Right.
As much of yourself and your own ideas invested in a character that someone else has created, that is part of a story that's already been written. Whereas in real-day politics, all of that is involved with a story that's still being written at this point.
Right.
And it's real, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And you can always just turn off the video game.
That's true.
That's true too.
And here's something else that we haven't talked about, right? You got people, Jesus Christ, you got people threatening to not buy and develop for Oculus now based on what this guy said. But when was the last time you ever heard of somebody not buying a video game because it didn't jive with their political agenda, right? I mean, even Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is that probably is the best-selling Call of Duty game ever, in a time where nationally we were very on edge about stuff, and 9/11 wasn't so far removed that we were joking about it. I mean, you play as someone who's undercover in a terrorist ring, but you still, like, in a terrorist outfit, you still open fire on civilians in a airport, right? And sure, it was banned in some countries, but nobody didn't buy and play that game that I know just because of that, right? And politically, that's so far left, or so, well, I guess, not left or right based on, like liberal or conservative, but so far, like, in left field of what it was even acceptable to discuss at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was like, I'm not going to buy that because of this. Like, fuck Activision. Nobody's buying Call of Duty.
Well, no, I think
that's not the case.
Well, I also think this, to draw this back to the real world stuff. Unfortunately, I think this is probably going to be one of the toughest election seasons ever, as we've always started to see, because we have two very unconventional candidates. I think a lot of people, based on who who are they for, are, I think it's created maybe even a little bit more of that normal you versus me divide, just because of there's so much, it's so unconventional about everything this election season, I think. It's kind of created that gap. It's kind of even a wider gap. And that may be why we're seeing these types of knee-jerk reactions, for lack of a better term, when we didn't see that, Matt, like in your case with Modern Warfare 2, it was nowhere near as heated, regardless of what had happened prior, what was so new, clear in history still, so not quite as long ago as it is now. I think maybe that has something to do with this type of answer, I guess. Or I mean, you very, very much have people in their camps now that in a way that we've never seen before, and I think this is new for everybody, really. And I think I don't know what's going to happen from here on out, but I think that may be part of why we're seeing these type of reactions when we haven't in the past.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I think it's stupid to go from 0 to 10 on an issue like that and have no in between. You're either binary, right? You're a 0 or you're a 1. And we see it with a lot of stuff. There's riots happening in Charlotte right now. Without getting too far into it, I think it shows the miseducation of people when it comes to politics and social issues when those are the options, right? You're either over here or you're over here, and there's no discussion about it. Just like this, right? This guy with Oculus, instead of anybody saying, hey, you know what, his views are his, and this is what we're going to do over here, and it's completely separate from that, and his views are completely separate from Oculus, and it doesn't have anything to do with anything, right? Mm-hmm. Everything has to be, I'm offended. I'm offended this, I'm offended that. Everything has to be that way. And it's just, I think it just shows where the education level of the United States is at this point. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's, I think that pretty much wraps up, like, in video games and in the industry. I think, obviously, we're seeing what happens. This backlash is what happens.
I feel it's unfortunate. We're in such a period now where if you don't agree with Matt, you can probably you probably have some sympathy for this. If you don't agree with my opinion, you're wrong.
Yeah,
and that's not the case. That's not how opinions work. That's part of we need those differing opinions to have a conversation instead of something like this that happened with Oculus starting some sort of discussion and discourse for maybe sides to meet and compromise. Instead, it went straight to us versus them, and I'm not buying your stuff.
Right.
I am punishing you for thinking different than I do.
Right. And that's all it is anymore. And now you're seeing it in the video game industry, it's 0 to 11 on any issue as far as being offended and inciting a riot when it comes to social issues, and now it's video games, like, for fucking real. Like, we're to a point where if somebody says something that you don't agree with, you've just boycotted their company over a personal, like, viewpoint on something that doesn't affect the company.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, don't buy their shit, because we need less people like that.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. It's in the article. But there was someone that said, he has the right to, as long as he is practicing his views in a legal way, and being basically an American, as long as he's doing that in a legal way, then I that's okay with me. I can't remember who that was. I don't exactly remember the exact quote. Do you
James Green with Carbon Games.
Okay.
I absolutely support him doing whatever he wants politically if it's legal. To take any other position is against American values, was his quote.
Boom.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it gets messy really quick when you let your business be ran based off your political views or someone else's. So yeah. I hope that this levels out and people can go back to making video games. If Oculus is going to be successful, it needs support. If VR is going to be successful, it needs support. If video games are going to be successful, people have to play them.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So, if your views are strong enough that you think you don't need to be on all platforms, then that's also your choice.
Wish I had that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that absolutely against what someone's doing, then more power to you. That's also allowed.
Right.
But I sometimes I just wonder if a lot of this is for publicity. you come out either against or for something that's in the national news, in the spotlight,
You're automatically
free
in the
publicity.
papers.
Yeah, exactly. I'll never make another game for Oculus. All right, there's a lot of people talking about you now, or I support him. I'll only make games for Oculus. Well, there's a lot of people talking about you too.
Yep.
And a game that people probably didn't care about.
Right.
So it's hard to sort through, and obviously we can't speak to why anyone feels a certain way about anything. It's something I wanted to talk about without getting too in depth into it. I just thought this was interesting in the backlash, and
It is.
I think Dan's probably right. A lot of it just has to do with the political landscape that's in front of us right now. People are super touchy this time,
People
maybe
are
more so
super-
than I ever remember.
They're super touchy, and people on both sides are, on all sides, all Americans that are involved in the election season are worried. I mean, there is no precedent for what's going to happen. We've never seen this kind of political landscape before, and I think that's scary to a lot of people.
Canada should be ready
Oh my
for
God.
a lot of American citizens to be moving their way.
That'd be a good shirt that just says "Canada, get ready"
Yeah.
and doesn't explain it at all.
And on the back it just says we're coming.
But CUM,
Yeah.
Okay.
C-U-M-I-N.
yeah,
Coming.
just want to make sure.
Yeah.
The CUMMIN apostrophe.
Oh shit!
Oh, what'd I do
Canada,
there?
get ready. We're coming.
Get ready, Canada. And on the back just says "We're coming."
We're coming.
Right. We've
Maybe-
we've maintained these great political ties all these years just for this moment.
It's all led up to this very
It's all
moment.
for this.
Canada.
Somebody
the walls
knew.
are coming down.
Somebody knew there was going to be a day.
Mr. Trudeau, take down this wall.
Exactly. Just like that. Anybody have anything to add on that before we wrap it up?
No,
No,
I think
it
that's,
took too
I think
long
that's
for me
about it.
already.
I think that
Yeah.
we pretty much covered our aspects of it.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on it. It's a big story, but I want to be sensitive to everybody's views. I just
Right.
think have that conversation like with people you know. I think that's okay. If you choose to not support something because you don't believe in it or do believe in it, that's okay. But I think have those conversations.
That's right. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. You can have these conversations without having to create animosity. Matt and I have them all the time.
Yeah.
Ryan,
We have those real angry ones too, though.
Ryan
I
stays
like those
neutral.
just as well.
You like what?
I like those just as well, the angry ones. I like
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah, if you spend time with me, I totally bow out of all of those
yes,
conversations.
yes, you do.
Right.
But Matt and I have those conversations, and I mean, it even comes up in those conversations. Well, I don't understand your argument. Your argument's crap. I thought we were friends. Meaning, I thought you were smarter than that. We have fun with it, and we don't always see eye to eye, but that's okay.
I will
Yeah.
say there's something special about so we were playing Rocket League the other night. I was on there, Dan was on there, and our friend Howard. And something got brought up that probably shouldn't have been brought up for video games.
Of course.
And it started out in a place where I don't think it should have started out. But it very quickly turned to like an actual adult conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the end result was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Where everybody said what they thought and there was no backlash. But it started out in that place where you hate for it to go.
Right.
Where people let emotion take over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you fight through that, you get to a place where it's okay to talk about those kind of things.
And it did, and we actually I remember that conversation exactly. And
Yeah.
you're right, it did start out heated on both sides, on all sides.
Yeah.
And then through discussion, it turned into, I understand that, but oh yeah, I can see that point.
Yeah,
So it turned into a very rational conversation.
Yeah, I like where it ended. I wish it hadn't started that way, but I do like where it ended. That's why you typically will bow out. I probably said more during that conversation than I usually say about anything. But I just don't like for it to be an argument.
Right.
Because you don't, that binary thing of ones and zeros, I don't think that's the right way to attack things.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
You can totally have a foot on this side and a foot on this side if that's what you believe.
Sure.
Or you can have a foot way over here where there's not been given an option yet.
Or you can walk the fuck out of the room, right?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to. That's the thing.
Exactly. All right, let's talk some headlines.
Headlines.
Boom.
Battlefield 1's right around the corner.
It is October 21st.
October 21st, yeah. EA has confirmed that EA Origins Access members can start playing the game they can, wow.
Try it again.
Here's what they can do.
All right.
They can start playing the game's first trial for 10 hours beginning October 13th. I like EA Access. I wish it was on PS4.
I do too.
Let's get that over here.
It's like a Sony thing, man.
They don't want it.
Yeah.
Because
Man,
then
Sony.
it's going to take away from their PlayStation now.
Yeah, I like it.
Sony's a fucking wreck right now. No mod support for Bethesda games. No music import for customizing wrestling and sports games. No this, no that. No EA access to help your players out. Fuck you, Sony. Get your head out of your ass.
Well, then you're going to love this next bit of news, Matt.
Hold on,
Yeah,
before we
I know.
move on, I want to talk a little bit about Battlefield.
Oh.
9 maps. That's what we're going to launch with.
Uh-huh.
One less than Battlefield 4.
Right.
That's fine.
There are 6 modes in the base game. All the familiar suspects, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Deathmatch, team deathmatch, CTF, hostage. I guess capture or what do they call that one?
Conquest, Rush,
Conquest, yeah.
Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch. There is new additions, Operations, and War Pigeons.
That sounds cool. I like War Pigeons.
War Pigeons sounds all right.
Matt, or Ryan, that's right up your alley. You've been talking about pigeons for months.
Hold on, let me get
You gotta get this
you some
game now.
deets on these War Pigeons. Dogs and pigeons were used extensively to carry messages. In War Pigeons game mode, the opposing sides can... Oh, man. This is good.
Are you going to buy this game now?
Listen to this. The opposing sides compete to use messenger pigeons to call in artillery on the enemy. When the game starts, a pigeon coop with a messenger pigeon is placed somewhere on the map. Locate the pigeon before the enemy, carry it to a safe location out in the open, then prepare your message and send it off.
Are you trying to play that?
I mean, you're drunk if you think I don't want to let a pigeon go with a message on its leg.
I'll get Battlefield 1 if you're going to get it just to
Is
play
it
the
worth it
carrier
for
pigeon
Battlefield,
mode.
but for pigeon mode, for War Pigeon?
So here's the thing. The October-November release schedule was an expensive one for me. Because VR and PlayStation Pro are coming out. So some sacrifices are going to have to be made, and I probably won't be getting this. But that pigeon mode sounds fucking good.
I can't wait to get it and just send you videos of pigeon mode constantly.
I'll watch people play pigeon mode.
All day and all night, you will.
That's good. Like the idea that there are grown men and women with a controller in their hands chasing a pigeon.
It's trying to send carrier pigeons.
Yeah, trying to get to the coop before their friends, before their enemies. I like that. That's really good. That's a good objective. Find the pigeon, seek the pigeon, release the pigeon. Now, what I wonder is what happens when you get the pigeon and you're shot. You just drop the pigeon?
Yeah, you just drop the cage. Somebody else got to come get it, I'm sure.
That sounds rewarding.
It's like the idle mode on Uncharted 3.
Yeah, but how much better would that have been if it had been a pigeon?
Right.
You're just launching it like
Infinitely
a
better.
football to each other. That sounds better.
Shoop.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to throw the pigeon up a cliff.
Yeah.
Right. So that's our Battlefield, our news for the Battlefield 1. I think that game's going to do really well.
I do too.
And I think that game looks cool. And I think pigeon mode is just one more way to send a big middle finger up in the air to the rest of the world.
And Matt,
that you need to play this game.
Just to remind them that we won.
We
Matt,
warned you a couple months back. PlayStation Plus was going to get more expensive. Well, that moment has finally came in and went.
And
gone. If you didn't upgrade by September 22nd, now it's going to cost you $60 a year for PlayStation Plus. So just
more
remember
good
that.
Sony news, Matt. More good Sony news for Matt.
I don't mind that.
I feel like he's already got over that. There's been time for that.
Yeah, that was like 4 months ago when they announced this.
Yeah. So it's just official now.
I didn't really mind it back then. I was in Ryan's camp of they should have announced that we got something for that extra $10, but I don't really give a shit. They announced it so far ago that people forgot.
I'll tell you what they should have done is they should have announced. What they should not have done is announced this and then had 4 straight months of shit PS Plus games.
Yeah, I agree with that. What they should have done is said, it's going to be $60 a year now. Also, everyone gets Last Guardian for free.
Yeah, I'd like that. But then I still have to buy that collector's edition. I'd be mad.
Right, but that's what they should have done. They should have given that game to everyone because it's taken too long, and expectations are a lot lower for a free game.
Right.
And I think you save some sort of face by doing that, and you also I'm more relaxed about PlayStation Plus. Now, here's the thing I've been thinking about with PlayStation Plus. I think they add value by giving away DLC. I would love that.
Discount, they do some deep discounts on DLC. Like
they do,
season passes.
But what if I got 2 OK games and the new map for Call of Duty? 2K OK maps and the next Rocket League car. 2 OK games and something for WWE. Like, yeah, I won't have all those games, but the ones I do have, that's going to save me money and add to that experience.
I think you end up pissing people off who already paid for it that are PlayStation Plus subscribers.
I bought 75% of the games they've given away.
Right.
I mean, there's no difference there because they don't give the games away most of the time the day they come out. So, but when they wait and give Sound Shapes away a year and a half later, like I already fucking bought that and platinumed it. Like I don't.
Yeah. So I guess here's where I am on that is if they gave away like instead of giving away just DLC, give away like the game Ultimate Edition, right? Give away like instead of giving away Batman Arkham Knight, give away Batman Arkham Knight Game of the Year edition with all the DLC and everything to go with it.
But the thing is, I don't think they'll ever give away that game. That's why I think if you give away DLC, at least you can extend the life of those games.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just an example.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, anything like that. They're not giving away AAA games. Unless they're first party.
Well, Lords of the Fallen was a AAA game. It wasn't necessarily a good one, but it was a AAA game.
What about something like... what if there were exclusives for PlayStation Plus when it came to DLC?
I love that. I love
like exclusive Uncharted 4 map if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber.
I love that idea. Exclusive Rocket League car you can only get by being a PlayStation Plus member.
Right. Even exclusive topper, you get the little plus topper or something like that.
It just can't be anything that's actually going to change the face of playing a game.
Yeah, you could have that. The yellow D-pad for an antenna top, like an antenna, would be great.
Yeah.
Extra exclusive outfit like Drake wearing like a PlayStation Plus T-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, they should give away more console customizations also. Free this background, free this avatar pack.
Bring some of the stuff over from home that they got rid of. Bring some of those aspects over to it.
Or bring home back. I think is what you're saying.
Just some of the shit that nobody's really paying for. Nobody's going through there and dropping $1 on 84 avatars, right? But if you're on a PlayStation Plus, like, toss that in every once in a while, especially when the lineup's weak.
Sure, I think so.
Yeah. Avatars are a big one. They're always trying to sell them.
Yeah.
On sale.
They're always trying to get rid of avatars and backgrounds. Like, fucking give them away with the PlayStation Plus guys.
Yeah. Give a couple away along with those crap games you've been sending us.
Yeah.
Rockstar finally got some news out there, but it's not the news everybody was waiting for. Not Red Dead. Turns out we're getting a new DLC for Grand Theft Auto called Bikers.
I saw this week.
You can have biker gangs.
It's pretty fucking sweet.
You can have
Has anybody played Grand Theft Auto online lately?
Not lately, but I need to.
But I need to get back into it.
It's wildly different in what you can do. Like, you can buy, like, offices and, like, secretaries and stuff now. It's crazy. I tried to jump in there the other day, and my online is, like, glitched the fuck out. Like, I almost can't even play it. But the amount of stuff that you can, like, shop through now is insane. Insane. And all the, like, exclusive cars and stuff like that, they're all purchasable now, and, man, it's crazy.
The new update allows players to form biker games, up to 8 players. There'll be different roles in the club, prospects up to president, which I like.
Yeah.
I assume they have different options. Like, I assume a prospect can't kick somebody out, where a president can probably just throw people out, bring new people in, whatnot.
Think you gotta jump people in?
I think so.
What if you're a biker gang, like, not motorcycles, but, like, bikes?
Like bikes. Like bicycle.
Like everybody's got a red Speedster. That's how we're gonna do this.
Mine's gonna be Midnight Purple. You know that.
So basically, you get your gang together. You take part in these new massive slate of competitive and co-op gameplay as a gang. They didn't give all the details, but obviously, there's going to be your gang can become a lucrative business in the world of Grand Theft Auto. This sounds fantastic to me.
That game is alive and kicking, man.
The game is alive, and this sounds real good. Like, I just see us rolling up. Surely there'll be cuts and stuff that you get in this new update. If you can't put a patch on the back of a vest, they fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't create a patch to put on the back of the vest.
If we're all patched in with our logo on the back,
Yeah.
and we just roll up all on hogs,
All blasting Phil Collins.
God, that sounds fucking sweet.
Yeah, dude. Dude, they updated the music. I popped on the other day and they're playing Bobby Brown. They're playing my favorite Bobby Brown song, On Our Own, from Ghostbusters 2, the wrestling entrance music I was talking about last week. I jumped in online and it's on my car stereo. I'm so pumped about GTA right now.
Just the idea of rolling in on 3 hogs, all parking like kind of crazy.
Right.
Not giving a shit.
Britney, bitch.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 bow.
Walking in with Uzi just pulled out, just waiting for some shit to hop off.
Just blasting some inappropriate music.
That sounds good. I'm gonna have to get back into that.
I'm gonna play today.
I'm probably not. I might though.
All of this motorcycle game reminds me of Pokemon Go.
Oh shit.
That was a good one too, huh?
This is off the rails.
Battle mode.
Stupid mode.
It's coming to Pokemon Go for the people still playing. It's going to allow you to battle against each other, or at least it seems so. The CEO of the Pokemon Company said this week that developer Niantic plans to add new features like multiplayer mode. Over time, they don't want to overwhelm people with basically something to actually do in that game. So they're easing everybody in, apparently. What's that face for, Dan?
What?
That face. It's Jumbo on my screen, too. You're the big picture right now. And it's just you being lost in this Pokemon news.
Yeah, that's okay. It happens.
Battle mode.
Yeah, this Pokemon news is fucking...
Battle mode.
Pretty amazing.
Biker gangs in battle mode. That's all you need. They're getting rid of Battle.net.
I heard that.
This is sad.
Blizzard has announced this week that they have begun the process of phasing out the name as it doesn't make sense anymore. So Battle.net will just become the Blizzard servers, basically.
That's stupid. It should be Battle.net forever.
Why?
Because that's all it's ever been. That's how
Battle.net is horrible.
Change is okay.
Change is fine.
Yeah, but Battle.net is... I don't know, man. That's all the way back to like 96 or whatever the hell. When we're playing StarCraft for the first time.
I think it holds a special place in your heart. But I think if you say Battle.net to people, they're like, what the fuck is that? People who aren't in the Blizzard.
Right. If you don't know that
if you haven't played a Blizzard game, right.
You don't realize that Battle.net is the connection server point for like World of Warcraft and StarCraft. And
right. You're not playing any of these games without Battle.net. But Battle.net...
Like, you don't need to announce that Battle.net's a thing anymore.
Right. And I don't know that it ever needed to be a thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure it did. But, like, now when you say, hey, what's your Battle.net ID? People are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you mean?
But back in the day, you'd be like, hey, let me get your Battle.net number. Let's play some StarCraft tonight.
Did you ever say Battle.net?
No, it's just Battle.net.
I like to say Battle.net.
It's Battle.net. This is one of those things that the millennials have fucked up. It's, like, it's GIF, and then it's Battle.net, and it's like...
Well, to go to it, though, it's Battle.net.
Yes, it's Battle.net is
the
address.
If one was going to visit it on the internet.
But if you're going to speak it to someone, it's just Battle.net.
But I like to go official with it.
Okay.
Battle.net.
Battle.net. Like, but that's what you say. You say, hey, what's your BN number? Like BN.
Like I'd be up in that game.
Like BN pound, right? Like Battle.net number, and you'd like rattle off your Battle.net user ID. That's how you link up with dudes on Diablo 2 or StarCraft.
I could see people being upset about this from a nostalgia, take on it. But like, you don't need this.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay being just Blizzard servers.
Yeah, it is, but
because that's all it is in the end.
Dan's real excited about the fact that he left and came back.
Yeah, but he's got like a creepy dungeon fucking door.
Right, he's got no shirt on.
I'm gonna sneak out of the room. No one knew I left.
No one's ever gonna know.
Did you have to go take a pee?
No, my wife's not feeling well, and the dog was starting to act up. So
acting like a real asshole.
My lady's sick too.
I'm all good.
He's got the sniffles.
I had to go be the husband.
Be the hubby.
Yeah, take care
Go
of
there.
stuff.
Yeah, drop an elbow just to prove a point. I got you.
Let the old lady sleep.
That reminds me of Destiny.
Destiny.
Got a cough.
Destiny.
This isn't really a news story, but the latest DLC, Rise of Iron, is out for Destiny, and it looks to me, I watched some videos on this, it looks like Destiny is a real legit thing now.
I think Destiny's been a real legit thing for a while.
For a
But
bit,
it has become like, this is what gives me hope for No Man's Sky.
is what Destiny became versus what it was.
Because it started as a real desolate piece of shit.
Yeah, but is anybody like jumping into Destiny brand new anymore?
I think so. I think not like at a crazy rate, but I think so. But it doesn't matter because if you take all the people who bought it initially, just like all the people that bought No Man's Sky, if they'll just start playing it again, that's a huge player base.
Right. I mean, I know people, and these are people I actually know, that play nothing but Destiny. That's all they play.
Yeah, I mean, I have someone on my friends list that plays it constantly.
I've had this son of a bitch since day one. I played to level 18 and then never touched it again.
Mine's still sealed.
Did you get the one with the little talking robot?
Hell no. I bought it like way after Dan sent me that thing.
Yeah, I bought it with the little talking robot and everything.
I paid $15 and then got a $15 mail-in rebate.
Yeah.
I
forgot I sent you that. I forgot.
Yeah, I got that thing for free.
I've got a Dinklebot before he was a Nolan North bot.
Now he's a North bot.
You still have the Dinklebot?
Yeah, I mean, in the game, probably not, but like the thing that they give you with the collector's edition, it's Dinklebot's voice.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so I have like the desk, like lamp motion activated thing, and it sounds like Dinklebot.
If they could ever figure out how to patch that, they would, though.
That wizard came from the moon.
I mean, it's USB compatible to charge, so I'm sure
they'll
like,
patch that motherfucker. Download driver for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, $30 for this expansion. Adds new quest, weapons, items. There was a new raid that people just immediately beat because that's what they do.
I didn't know if you were gonna bring that up or not, so I was going to. Yeah, and actually, the newest news is that a 3-man team beat it.
Right. Also known as a 3-way.
That's how World of Warcraft got for a little while. Every time a new DLC came out, who can beat the raid the first 12 hours?
Yeah, who can not enjoy this at all?
Right.
Right. Who can treat it like a goddamn job?
Yeah. So
take all the fun out of it for me.
It's like when you give a dog a treat and it swallows it without chewing it.
Right.
And then it looks for another treat.
Yeah.
Not realizing that was its only chance.
That it didn't enjoy what it just had.
It didn't enjoy what it just had, and then somehow it's like you're the asshole for not giving another treat.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
That's how people are treating this DLC, these raids. I'm going to fucking destroy it.
And then they're going to...
There's nothing to do in this game.
They're going to play everything in the first 3 days, finish it, beat everything, and then want to know why don't you put more out?
There's nothing to do in this game.
Right. Even though I just spent 72 fucking hours
power fisting it this whole time. Right.
That's right. Power fisting through it.
Hitting it with the Sawzall.
Yeah.
Just hitting it with the Sawzall.
The jackhammer D for 4 days.
What's that thing called? They have a name for that tool.
Sawzall?
No, the jackhammer dildo.
It's a saber saw that's been modified. Sawzall is a brand. Saber saw is the name of the tool.
They have some though that are like those actual like baby jackhammers that they use.
Right? Yeah.
Like not
that's what I'm talking about.
Not like a legit one, but it's like an impact thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay.
I guess you got the money for one to then convert it into a dildo.
If that's what you're into.
Your neighbors are like, God damn, what are they building over? They've been building for months.
That's when you come out in the yard with it, holding it up like you're fucking Terminator.
When you're making that internet dungeon porn money, I guess you can do that.
Yeah, I've cut my arm off and just attached one.
Ooh, what about like dual wield?
Mm-hmm. They're heavy. I think they're heavier than you think they are. How badass would
that be?
I think you have to 2-handle.
It's almost like it's just right on the line of like human torture, like things that like the Geneva Convention bans, right?
But there
like,
are people who are into that though.
But people
like on the receiving end. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure. But it's just right on the line of like this is illegal because it's a crime against humanity. like you're almost there.
If you're not walking that line, you're not living.
That's right.
That's all I'll tell you.
Got to step really over every now and then to remember why you're alive.
That's right.
Right.
Kind of like joining the Mafia.
Jesus Christ.
Is that a good one?
You're
I'm gonna
not bad.
smash
Not
everything
horrible.
here.
Mafia 3. It's getting a mobile tie-in.
Great.
Everybody can breathe easy now. It's happening.
This developer name is incredible.
Mafia 3 Rivals joins in a title developed by Cat Daddy. It's a battle RPG which will launch alongside the console PC game on October 7th.
Great.
You're getting this, aren't you, Ryan?
So I've been telling everybody I'm getting this. I've been excited about getting this. Then I started thinking about all the money that I have to spend.
So is this one of the ones that is going to have to go by the wayside?
This may have to wait for a price drop before I can get it.
You're the only person I know that likes the Mafia games.
Yeah, I like Mafia a lot. I have a collector's edition for 2.
I remember you never shutting up about 2.
So I've got PlayStation VR. I've got rigs. And then I've got the Pro leading into Christmas. That's just a lot of money. I've got Recore dangling out there, which I really want to get. It's $40. I got Mafia, which I really want to get. And then I've got Last Guardian, which I'm going to get in December.
If it comes out.
Yeah, assuming that it releases. I don't know. I have to figure something out because I'm not shitting out hundreds.
Take out a small loan.
Just pop it on a credit card, is what you're saying?
Second mortgage on that house.
No, you just do cash for title. Take your card and...
To a place where I can get my title back?
Yeah.
Like Title Max?
Yeah. For at like 200% interest.
Yeah. They give you $200, you give them $2,000.
Right.
Like it's a fair trade.
You get your title back.
You get your title back, yeah.
At Title Max.
Have you ever heard the Title Max commercial?
Yeah, you get your title back.
No. The Title Max jingle?
Title Max. That's the jingle.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's
Get your title back at Title Max. I just heard it like yesterday.
No.
Yesterday I heard it.
Dude, I'll send you the real Title Max jingle. It's like the jingle at where I work for. It's like that.
I just heard it yesterday, that commercial.
All right.
So maybe they're using 2, but you can't get rid of that one. They're still using it.
Based on the area that I live in, there may be another one then for the different clientele.
Are they franchises?
They could be.
Title Max?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So maybe the independent owners where you live have settled upon another jingle.
Could be the case.
But I'm talking nationwide is what I was listening to.
You guys, who's that cartoon sergeant that does insurance?
The General.
Yeah. He's a general, that's right.
He's driving like a fucking CG Corvette.
Right.
Looks like dog shit.
Yeah.
There you go, Ryan. Check that link out.
I can't. I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, but watch it. You're going to want to see it.
No, I can't.
You're going to want to see it.
Get your title back at Title Max.
No, that's not Title Max, man. This is from August 2nd, 2014, so it's pretty new.
Yeah, it's fucking 2 years old.
Who redoes their ad campaign every 2 years?
Title Max, obviously.
Yeah. I think the answer is obviously Title Max. This show, oddly enough, brought to you by Title Max.
I wish it was.
It's not really. It's not.
It could be, though, if you're listening to Title Max.
Title Max, listen, hey, yeah.
Give us a call.
I'm going to check to get your title back.
At Title Max?
Yeah. What if we started a place called Title Max with 2 X's?
Oh. We got more titles here, people.
Yeah. Get your Title Max.
Where we dual wield jackhammer dildos.
Wow. I don't know about that. 2 X's, not 3.
So I don't hear a jingle with "Get Your Title Back." There's just an advertisement.
Well, I'll show you the jingle after.
Well, the good news is I think me and most of the audience is like past this. So.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's fair enough. I'm past it too.
I'm not. I'm never done with it.
Right. God forbid you not just let something go, Matt. Because you're wrong.
Right.
It's a thing.
Right.
Here's the thing. I don't have a dog in this fight. I just heard it yesterday.
This is why Mom likes us better, Matt.
Right.
This is why we break your toys and stuff you in the accordion case.
Who has an accordion?
Dad.
What happened to you as a kid, Dan?
Dad drinks. Dad drinks a lot and plays the accordion.
Actually, my uncle plays the accordion.
Like still?
Like, yeah.
That's a. You have to be very skilled to play the accordion.
He plays it. He was also in a
that's
jazz. He was also in a jazz band in high school.
He went to a different high school than us.
He's like 64.
Right.
We had a jazz band.
So.
We didn't have a jazz band.
No, but like
Yeah, we did.
he played in a jazz band. Like,
Courtney
him and two
Greenfield's
other
boyfriend
guys
was
like went around to bars and played jazz. Because that was a thing then, I guess.
Yeah, we had a jazz band.
We didn't have a jazz band.
Dude, yeah, we did. Courtney Greenfield's boyfriend, Matt, was in it, and
There was no jazz band.
Brendan Hicks played drums in it, and there was like a 4-piece, and they played along with the marching band at pep rallies for basketball games. There was a jazz band.
No, never heard of it. I can't think of a better time to talk about reader mail / social media / interaction with you people, you fine folks.
Fine folks.
We asked you a question last week. It was actually Thomas Barfield's question over on Facebook to us, and we thought it was so good. We would ask you guys the same question. What song or music would your battle song be while playing a game, multiplayer game like Call of Duty? We answered last week. I don't remember any of those answers.
I remember all of them.
Recap the folks.
Okay, Ryan, you were Journey's Greatest Hits.
All right, that's right. Honorable mention for Toto.
Yes.
Africa.
Honorable mention for Toto. I was Joy Division.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
And actually, Matt had like a million depending on what game he was playing or what type of game. I remember Backstreet Boys were in there.
Yeah, NSYNC, Backstreet
NSYNC
Boys.
was in
Everybody.
there. Bobby Brown.
Tony Danza Tap Dance
Tony Danza Tap
Extravaganza.
Dance Extravaganza. That was the big
My
one.
favorite band ever.
Right.
Of all time.
Our friend Garrett Wade over on Twitter at Enjoy My Teabag.
Diarrhea Planet.
What?
Diarrhea Planet. It's a good band.
Why
I
did
just
you?
thought of them.
Yeah, you just had to ruin what I was doing though. I had a real flow going,
Sorry.
and you want to talk about diarrhea when I have a real flow going.
Go for it.
It's upsetting.
Yeah, that's what reminded me how good your flow was.
I listen to heavy metal / hard rock or heavy bass / dubstep a lot while playing The Division or Titanfall. Now, the only thing that could have made this tweet better is if the game he had been playing was like Harvest Moon.
Right.
Because you'd be
Right.
like, wow, I don't even know what to fucking do with that.
I
Like,
get
listen-
that, though.
Yeah, that music makes sense for that kind of game.
Yeah.
I think you have to cater the music to the game you're playing and the style that you play in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's important.
I think playing style more so than what game it is. Because regardless of the game, I listen to pretty much the same stuff.
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's hard. Like, even though you might love one thing, it just might totally work against what you're playing.
I don't know. I love me some Angel in the Morning while I'm playing shooting faces in Call of Duty.
Yeah, but Matt creeping around in The Last of Us might not hit the way that it should with Backstreet Boys just burning up the airways.
I
Dude,
disagree.
you're wrong about that.
I disagree.
You're dead wrong about
You're
that.
creeping through the dark and it's just everybody. I don't know if that's good.
It's tearing up my heart. Yeah, dude.
Kicking in doors.
Yeah, dude.
And
Pop, pop,
that
pop, pop.
makes- Oh, that's NSYNC.
Yeah.
I was going to do NSYNC. My bad.
And Sync works, too.
Did you just cross streams?
I did. Cross the
Larger Than Life
streams.
is Backstreet
I did.
Boys.
My bad.
Backstreet Boys is larger than life.
Here's what I'll say. Backstreet Boys had like 4 or 5 songs that were just fucking
No,
massive.
NSYNC was larger than life.
But
I'm pretty sure it was.
from a total catalog, I think you have to go in sync.
In Sync,
Overall?
for sure.
Yeah.
JC Chazé is probably, like, of the 10 guys, like, JC Chazé is my favorite.
But I think the songs that Backstreet had that hit harder.
Backstreet Boys
They
hit sooner, right?
But they had some songs that were just fucking massive.
Yeah, but at first, NSYNC was the knockoff Backstreet Boys, right?
Right.
Backstreet Boys came out first, and you're like, man, these Backstreet Boys know what the fuck's up. Like,
I'll listen to them
Backstreet's back.
forever.
All right, right?
Yeah, right.
And then NSYNC comes out, and you're like, no strings attached. What the fuck are you guys doing?
They
This
were
is
like puppets.
Great. Yeah, dude.
They were like puppets.
Dude, that song where they're in the padded room at the front.
Yeah.
So good, man.
Man.
Chris with that hair.
Are you talking about JT with that hair?
JT had the ramen noodle hair.
Yeah,
man.
he had the
Yeah, he
baby
did.
curls. Yeah,
The
he had
thing, NSYNC had
Top
JC
ramen hair.
Chazé was the official lead singer, and Justin Timberlake was just in the band, right? Nobody really knew that JT was gonna slide out on him and be like the star.
Dude, he had that top ramen hair like a motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
It was so good. I
had that
listened to a podcast that had Lance Bass on it the other day,
Yeah.
and he was talking about when JT kind of hit. He said, I'm going to take some time off and try this solo thing, but we'll get right back together. He's like, still waiting on that call. Still waiting on that call. Because, like, they didn't know at the time that it was going to be such a massive thing.
Yeah.
It was just something he was going to try, and then...
Right.
But
Turns
instead
out,
he, like, come here, boom, superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did Pop, and then he came out with Justify, and it was all over, man.
Justify. What a good name,
Justify
too.
was a good album. Yeah.
What a good name.
But he still had the NSYNC hair on the cover of that one. Like, he didn't really hit that that 3/8 of an inch buzz cut stage.
I like the buzz cut. I like the bring and sexy back look with his skinny tie and he's dressed nice.
Mm-hmm. That cut that they did last year where they took that old Michael Jackson song that was unreleased and he did like a verse and then Michael Jackson did a verse.
Yeah.
Like that song was badass.
What about Dirty Pop?
Dirty Pop.
That's the one.
Maybe that's what I should play too.
It's good.
Dirty Pop. That's the only part anybody knows, right?
It's the only part anybody needs to know.
And then at the end of it, JT breaks out the
oh yeah,
those things, the mouth beats.
He
what do you call
beatboxes.
those? Beatboxing, yeah.
The mouth beats.
I don't know where
Drop the mouth beat. Mouth beat sounds gross.
It
I
does.
like mouth beats. Mouth beats are good.
Mouth beat sounds dirty. You want to talk about this week's question, Matt?
Well, I don't know if this is going to be our question out to the fans or not. It may be, and I may retweet it just so that everybody can put their opinion out. But our buddy Garrett Wade, who's always on our Twitter, and big thanks to him for all the support, asked us a question this week. He asked us who's our favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and why. He says, I personally like Donatello. He uses my favorite weapon. He has brains and strength, and purple is great. Which I don't know if any of that's true. But you guys go. Who's your favorite turtle? We already answered this on Twitter, but let's do it for the podcast and make it real official.
Ryan?
I'm going to stick with my answer that I used on Twitter. Obviously, Donnie, and my reason why was beauty and brains.
That's stupid.
Well, mine, I'm going to stick with my answer as well because he's my favorite. And mine is Raph. Because no more fucks to give.
Right.
Just a badass.
And I also like Raphael because he's cool and rude. It says in the theme song. Like, the theme song tells you everything you need to know about the Turtles, and you just pick your personality profile based on the lyrics that they give you, right? Michelangelo's a party dude. Leonardo is the leader. Donatello does machines. Raphael is cool but rude. And give him a break, right? And that's where I'm at, right?
Donatello does machines sounds like a shitty porn, too.
Yeah.
A lot of porn going on.
Well, when he said that, though, I pictured Donnie with that ramrod that we were talking about earlier.
Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines.
How awesome
like, those
would
are the
that
worst
be? Where it
lyrics
does
ever.
the old '90s cartoon. So he's like standing on a building with both of them, and the camera's just like coming in and spinning around.
But they're out of sync. Like one goes up, the other goes down.
Right.
They're hitting like pistons.
Right.
It's back and forth like
Yeah.
I can see it. Oh, I need an animator now.
Animators unite.
I need
they
somebody
had
to
so the
draw
new
that
Ninja
shit
Turtles on
for me.
Nickelodeon. That's probably my favorite show ever. And one of the seasons, I don't know, I've got it all DVR'd. They had it where the new Ninja Turtles, which are in 3D, hit like there's a Krang portal, and they go into a different dimension, and they go into the dimension with the turtles from the 90s, like the old school drawn turtles. And the turtles, I didn't realize this, but the way they fought on the cartoon when we were growing up was really like stiff and weird. They kind of do this number and fight, and then like the enemies just trip over stuff and like get hosed with water. It's really good. You guys should watch the new Ninja Turtles.
Anytime I'm presented with combat in real life, I spray somebody with a water hose.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that works. I think that's a really passive aggressive way to end a fight.
I don't think cartoons are for little kids anymore. I think they're for us.
I tend to throw elbows into throats.
I think everything is for us.
Yeah.
I mean, you just carry around one of those magic hoses, the ones that expand 50 times their length.
Mm-hmm.
Have I used one?
No, you carry one around with you in case shit pops off.
I do not. No.
You find an outlet, you screw it in, you go over to the bad guys, you spray them down.
Elbows to throats. That's what I do.
You have to get in close for that. I can do mine from 10 to 15 feet if I put my thumb over the end.
Up close is up close and personal.
You get that perfect suction on the end where you got just enough water coming out. It's coming out like 900 miles an hour.
Yeah, but I want to look into your eyes and see your pain.
600. 600 psi coming out the end of my hose.
No.
Right
Anybody like Batman? I'm changing the subject real quick. Back to this question.
That was a good segue.
Wait, you've been fucking nailing them all day. So Holy Batcast also responded to this question. It looks like a couple of days ago. Somehow I missed this. They chimed in with Leonardo. They like him because he's the leader, right? Sticking to the theme song. And apparently he has the coolest weapons, and they like blue. Blue is my favorite color. But somehow I don't like Leonardo. He's a piece of shit.
I don't think he's a piece of shit. He's just a leader, and he takes it very seriously.
He's a brown noser.
He does kiss a lot of ass.
He's all Splinter's ass.
That's what Splinter's right.
Yeah, Splinter.
that was a good Leo. Yeah, Splinter. Was he 97 in your mind?
I know.
Splinter.
And Leonardo's got the side.
Damn! I lost the side.
I can get it back.
Then it is gone.
He hits that line twice. He's like, I can get it back.
That's my favorite part. Splinter goes, then it is gone.
It's like a giant turtle in a trench coat.
You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
Oh, you're doing the crumpet? Don't do the crumpet. You already did the crumpet.
Good.
The crumpet.
The
speech
crumpet
on
bit's
your one.
good still.
That's
It
the
is
best
good.
line
I
in
know
the movie,
it's
dude.
good.
It's a good bit.
But
It's a good bit.
He's some kind of punker.
my favorite part is when Casey Jones is sitting on the swing, and he smiles and takes a bite out of the apple, and then the swing breaks.
Falls.
That's my favorite part.
Mikey and Donatello, they're watching him fight, and he's pork rind, and they got like a whole mountain. They pork rind.
Yeah, my favorite part's the truck scene with Donnie and Casey.
They're going through the ABCs.
They're going through the ABCs with insults.
Yeah,
it's really good. Those movies. Yep. Something special. Just like my Gone But Not Forgotten this week. That was a good one. You like that?
It was better.
Okay.
That was the best one of the show for sure.
Nailed it. Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past. We tell you about some gym that we played and loved. And we hope that you go check it out, comment, hit us up on Twitter, let us know what you thought about it. This week, it's my turn. I went with a really obvious choice. I teased this 3 weeks ago. I told you I had a real gym coming. It is Power Pete. Originally released in 1995 for the Mac OS 7. The obvious platform. And this game was time and place for me. And I think it's what made it so special is I played the living shit out of this game, but going back would be really hard at this point. But you basically played a character named Power Pete. You're an action figure in a toy store.
So it's like toy soldiers.
Sorta.
How come on this one picture your chin looks like two balls?
Your what?
There's this one picture that I'm looking at. I just Googled it. And you have this one picture for Power Pete where your chin looks like two balls.
Oh, he's got butt chin, yeah.
Two testicles.
Yeah, he's got a hard butt chin. And you shoot like these pellets at the bad toys in order to save the furry bunnies. So it's pretty much takes the real life approach to everything.
Right.
And you're collecting batteries so that you can stay charged up. That's your health. And it's just a good, dumb time. And at the time, it was fucking brilliant. And I played the mess out of this game, and it reminds me of my childhood. So don't try to play it, but definitely go back and watch a video that's about 3 to 5 minutes long and just be like, wow, okay.
This has a very Small Soldiers vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Or is it Small Soldiers?
Small Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers is a song from the 90s.
From Eminem?
No, it's like a...
The Eminem
from the
reboot?
early 90s. That's Martika.
Yeah, he's talking about
That's the one.
He's talking about the reboot featuring your boy Eminem.
Soldiers. That one?
Eminem's a bony liquor. Yeah, that song that Dan was singing. That's what I'm talking about.
A bony liquor? Yeah, that sample's in there.
Yeah, that's great. Eminem's a fucking biter. He can't do anything originally. Just takes everybody else's ideas.
I mean,
just like you guys.
If we've used it to make ourselves better, I mean,
that's right.
Who's at fault here? Keep innovating.
I mean, there's influence, and then there's just
if you do it better, though.
Straight taking it.
If you do it better,
or doing it the same by using a sample.
Actually, people just like it better, I think.
Well, because it's newer, it's relevant. I don't know if they like it better.
Okay.
Shit was on the radio like 90 times a day back when I was a kid.
Who was?
That song, Toy Soldiers.
Oh, well, yeah.
I never heard that Eminem jam on the radio ever.
I've heard it on the radio countless times. Countless.
Never. I've never heard it on the radio because I stopped listening to the radio.
Yeah, that's been on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a lot.
Yeah.
It was a hot take.
I got monsters under my bed.
So that's my Gone But Not Forgotten. If you have one for us, hit us up on Twitter at @game_Stitch using the hashtag GBNF for Gone But Not Forgotten. Next week it'll be Dan's turn. He's already picked out a doozy. So all I'll say is strap up.
Strap in.
Strap on.
So
Is
I
that
like
right?
what you did there, Matt.
No,
Is that right?
I think
Sick fuck.
no, I think strap-on's right.
Strap on.
Sometimes I strap on if I want to dual wield.
Like in Deadpool?
Right. Just like Deadpool. Where it has that hard holiday sex.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you see that, Ryan? Did you finally see it?
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't like that movie. Get down.
Yeah, it's all right. I liked it.
You don't like it, Matt?
No, I did not like Deadpool.
I also watched Star Wars last night.
On TNT? Because they're having
The
thing?
original?
No, I watched The Force Awakens.
Oh.
Good ass movie.
I watched it on Stars On Demand, which is the best way to watch it, I think.
Because you can pause that shit.
Right, you can pause that shit. It was fine.
I can pause my Blu-ray, too.
It was all right. Yeah, it was fine.
Oh shit.
I wasn't as blown away as I thought I would be. I also waited like a hot year to watch it. So.
Right. Almost. That's like Longmire. The season 5 came out yesterday.
Right.
I'm pretty excited. I've already watched the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me
It's
either.
one of my favorite shows. Finally watched Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah, we watched that the other night too. I was not impressed.
I haven't watched that either.
Oh, I was impressed. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, it got boring. It was like 3 hours long.
It was a little long.
See, I thought Star Wars was too long.
Nah, Star Wars was just right.
I got bored during it.
Star Wars could have gone longer.
But I've said before, I'm not the world's biggest Star Wars fan. I don't dislike it, but
Well, you're not even a movie guy, so.
but I got bored. Like the 2 hours was fucking all I wanted of that.
Right.
I was super done with that in the end. So
Right.
yeah, it was a thing. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the involvement. Like I said, if you have questions, you have comments, you have a Gone But Not Forgotten, make sure you hit us up on Twitter at @game_Stitch. Or hit us up individually. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and Matt is at Goddammit Matt. Make sure you follow us on there so we can get all interactive and whatnot. Deep in that interaction.
We'll go interactive on your ass.
We'll go hard and deep interaction.
Oh,
The only kind we know.
dual wield.
That's how they always fire. They never sync up
I know. It's
in my
awesome.
mind.
They have to. You has to be set up that way. You have to.
Yeah.
When you create these things, you have to create one with one piston up and one piston down. Then you.
Yeah, because if they ever like the sync ever happened, you'd fall over.
Right.
Like you need it to balance each other out.
Exactly.
Why would you fall over?
It's too much. It's just too much energy.
Yeah,
That's
Thrusting.
not how it works.
Once they
Thrusting.
both go up, you're top heavy. You just.
Yeah, you fall over. Exactly.
not
Dan
how it
gets it.
works.
Dan understands engineering.
Nothing works that way.
Damn, you're fucking dumb. Clearly, that's how it works. You've never had 2 dildo jackhammers in your hand, I take it.
No.
That's very
Obviously
true.
Not.
Very true.
Obviously, you've never gone rogue.
No. Yeah, we're just not into that kind of stuff. Not here.
Well, you can only speak for yourself. First off, that's not fair.
Right. She might be into it and afraid to
That's
tell
not
you.
fair. Yeah, just too afraid to ask because you're fucking closed-minded.
Right.
Asshole. Anybody want to
Will you
add
stop
anything?
eating stuff, Cat? Come on, quit.
Anybody want to add anything?
I'm
No.
about to kill my cat with a screwdriver. Quit eating stuff.
I wish you hadn't
Get out.
said that on the air.
Right.
Get off the counter. Because now if he turns up his head, I'm live.
Yeah, you're going to prison.
Well, the problem is the ass. I'm coughing.
It's like last week. Great.
Worse. Edit that shit out.
My cat just chews and chews
Magical
and chews.
motherfucker.
He's 4 years old and he's still chewing like
Hopefully
he's
the
breaking teeth
ASPCA
as it
isn't
goes.
listening to this.
Right. Yeah.
It's my issue, because then we're shut down. This may be our last broadcast ever. We'll
This
know more
episode
later.
is officially endorsed by PETA. Thanks, friends.
People eating tasty animals.
That's exactly what it means.
Wow.
I saw that on the back of a truck last week.
I've seen the T-shirts before.
And I
Thought about
thought-
grabbing one.
I thought, odd stance to make on your truck.
One of the ladies that is with the Greyhound Association here, she's a vegan, and I've always wanted to get one of those shirts and wear it to like a Greyhound function, but it'd just be rude.
Well,
She's
yeah.
kind of the make or break on whether or not you can have a Greyhound. So if we ever wanted another one, we
You don't
Also,
tell her
though,
that.
you could just let her know it doesn't have to be one side or the other.
Just tell her, look, quit drinking water. That's a fish's house, bitch.
Fish's house, bitch.
also it's sewer. Also ours.
I just like to say fish's house, bitch, when I'm talking to anybody.
Fish house, bitch.
No, fish's house.
Fish.
Bitch.
Like someone's name is Fish.
Mm.
And you're
Phil
in there.
Fish.
Yeah, Phil Fish's residence.
What a psycho.
What a fucking criminal that guy
If
is.
there's anybody that we collectively don't like, it's Phil Fish, I believe.
Yeah, if there's
So,
anybody who are like, you're what's wrong with video games, it's Phil Fish.
Phil Fish.
I hope he never comes into a position of like great power and can make or break us.
He
'Cause that
can't.
would be bad.
He implodes before he'll ever get to that point.
Right.
More
Maybe
than
we
likely.
could get him on this podcast, though.
Nobody keeps themselves down like Phil Fish. Like he'll never be more than Phil Fish.
What if what we did was we just got people like Phil Fish on and then we just berate them for an hour?
Yeah, what if we did a podcast where we brought people on we didn't like and we attacked them? I'm sure that, that nobody would get like wind of that by the third episode.
No, but that's the shtick, right?
So when
People-
you call and you're like, hey, you want to be on here? They're like, no, thanks, I'm good.
but that's why it's got to be people like Phil Fish, like people who hate themselves. They're the ones who are going to want to do this.
People who can't not have their point.
Right.
Yeah, you'd be good on there.
Mm-hmm. Be a good little show. Like Matt berates.
Yeah, just Matt Berates, like that's your name. Hi, welcome to Matt Berates.
Today we're gonna berate this asshole.
Yeah, today
Over
we're gonna
here.
have a.
He
We're gonna
works-
Today we're going
Works
to
over
tear
here.
this motherfucker down.
because
Right.
if you're not right, you're wrong.
That's right.
Good tagline.
Good.
Man, you're really good at taglines.
It's just you standing by like with a giant American flag behind you,
right.
and it said, and you got a beer in one hand, Natty Light.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing some shorts and a cut off sleeveless tee.
But everything is
with an American flag on it.
pattern.
Yeah,
Or
and
an
you got
eagle,
an eagle
or
on
an
your
eagle.
other arm. You're holding it up like it's perched on your arm,
Something's happened to Dan. He keeps trying to talk, but he's not making sound.
and
What?
it just says,
What?
Nothing.
What's happening
it's
right
like,
now?
It's like your volume went down.
You can't hear me?
it's like you're 70 miles away.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like you're live from your driveway.
I don't
Julian,
know.
over on that volume.
Well, I don't know what happened. I haven't touched anything.
It's just because you're so far away from the microphone, bruh.
This is conversation we don't have to have.
What?
Oh, that works.
What?
We end each and every episode with a segment we like to call One Final Thing with Uncle Dan. This week is no different.
You guys see my sexy pose?
I don't like that.
We see
I'm just
something.
gonna not look.
Yeah.
You ever go to a clam bake?
Nope.
Nope.
Thanks for joining us.
See you guys next week.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What's the question? We answered it.
I said, if you ever go to a clam bake,
Oh, my apologies.
and you guys
Same
said
answer,
nope,
nope.
nope.
Yeah. Not going to.
Only fuck
Continue.
you guys. You could take it from here. I'm
Yeah.
out. Don't eat 5 dozen clams. It makes you poop.
Okay.
That's
That'd be a
it.
good T-shirt. Don't eat 5 dozen clams on the bag that says it makes you poop.
It makes you poop.
I don't think I've ever seen 5 dozen clams together.
Really, it's pretty amazing.
What do they poop out like? Not good.
What's that smell? What is the smell?
Not good, I assume.
What do you
Yeah.
have? Yeah, it doesn't smell good anytime you shit, man.
But is it? But
No, I mean the clams, like 5 dozen clams. That's 60 fucking clams, dude. What does that smell like?
I also thought he meant, what does the shit smell like?
That's what I thought he meant.
I also
would that
thought
be
that
like-
not pleasant ever.
That's
Good.
stupid. Who-
But
why
that's
would
not
that
because
be
of the
it?
clams. That's because it's solid waste leaving your body.
At best, your shit
Think
doesn't
of yourself
stink.
on the solid.
Yeah. At best, your shit doesn't have any odor. At very best, but it's never delightful.
I never don't have odor, but sometimes I don't have to wipe, and I get real excited.
Sometimes there's no odor, there's nothing to wipe, and you're like, I don't think I shit.
That's weird.
You look in the bowl, there's nothing there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I shit.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than when you thought you laid a big turd and it turned out it just went straight down through the hole and started its way back down the
I
sewer.
didn't even get to look at that.
And you're like, fuck, I didn't get to see it.
Nothing hurts you either. Like when you stand up and there's just one. It's like a 2-foot snake just coming back up the hole. Like nothing makes me feel worse about my life.
Why do you need to lay eyes on it?
I don't know.
It's like dance. I feel a little empty if I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I know, it's a thing. Like I get upset like after I wipe and put my toilet paper in, if it's like covering it, I'm like, no.
I'm scared to flush while I'm still sitting down because of the splashback. So I just have to like stand up and flush. So I just naturally see it.
No, that is true, Matt. The only thing faster than your asshole closing after a shit is that one droplet of water that gets up there.
Yeah, I don't want any poopy water touching
I like that money shot. Just right in, and then you close on it.
Close.
And you close on it
it's like,
just to keep it for later.
Yeah, it's like Iron Man in Avengers, where he flies up into the Chitauri airspace.
Yeah, it's just like that.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
It's a really good analogy when we're talking about butthole splashes.
Did you not see the movie, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, though.
At the end, when he takes Tony Stark pushes the missile up into where the Chitauri are, and that portal's closing.
Yeah.
And he gets in there just in time before the portal closes.
Yeah. How's that like butthole water?
He falls out right before it closes.
Yeah, and he lands down on the street, and they pull his mask back.
Yeah, that's like the droplet with your asshole.
That movie's like 6 years old, dude.
It's just like butthole water.
I guess so.
This has been episode 194 of the official Gamestitch podcast. This discussion's over.
I got it.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Be sure to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spreaker, iHeart, however you listen, however you get this in your ear holes. Mm-hmm. Let people know about this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps the train running. Because we're a train now, in that analogy. It's kind of like in Avengers, where I don't have anything. Dan's doing the double.
We just need some outreach right now. We're as far out as Texas. We got fans out there.
We need some
listenership in Texas.
Texas.
We just need our one break. We need to really get in touch with Corey Feldman. $2 million. I mean, he's pretty broke. He'd do anything for like a dime.
I'd like to do a collaboration like Gamestitch cross Corey.
Mm-hmm. Like X Corey, Gamestitch X Corey.
Yeah, where we talk about video games and he doesn't play his music.
Well, isn't he still a Corey? So does X Corey really work?
Yeah.
X is cross,
X, not EX. Hey, let me ask you
Times
this.
Corey. Got it.
Yeah, Times Corey.
Did you ever reach out to that other podcast that started around the same time that said they were gonna?
No.
That they were interested in shouting out other podcasts that were similar time frame.
No.
You never said anything to them.
No. I'll tell you why off air.
Just tell me why now. We're not going to name them. Just tell me.
No, I'm going to tell you off air.
Okay.
It sounds more exclusive that way.
All right.
This has been episode 194.
No. Yep.
Getting close to 200.
Yeah, we're 6 weeks away from
Mark it on your calendars.
From 200.
We're going to violate the shit out of your ears on 200.
Ooh. Right. There's also going to be a new website to go with that.
Yeah, website.
Website.
Good night.
Good night.